Well, hello there, Libra. How are you? It is always so good to see you. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we are doing your end of August reading. So let's jump into it. Let's see what is on the horizon for you. Rabbit Spirit, now is a lucky time, and solitude. Okay. And it says, in silence, peace prevails. Let's pull one more. Pleasure. Okay. So it is about this, your fifth house. It can be about romance. It can be about passions, like hobbies and that type of thing. But there's something here where I feel like you're going within to figure out what it is that you really and truly desire in life. And now is actually a really lucky time in order to go towards new pleasures, new passions, new romances, whatever that might entail for you, okay? Because we have a new moon in Virgo on the 22nd. So it's the energy of embracing, going within and asking yourself, well, what is it that your heart truly desires? I think there's part of you that already knows, Libra. It's kind of like you want confirmation. Is that what you, maybe you've come to this reading for confirmation about something? Yes, especially love. I feel like there's, if you've been with me for a while, I don't go the love route very much, but that it has that energy. Is there a particular person that you are desiring? I think you're going back and forth. It's either something that is near and dear to your heart. So it could be a new hobby. It could be a new career, a new business that you're wanting to start. But we have a true love card. There's a little bit of energy here of wanting a specific connection in your life. Whether you know who that is or you don't, it doesn't matter. It's kind of like you're scattering your energy here. And the reason is because you can't decide. This is really the energy of, I'm getting the energy of like, when I was in high school, the Sadie Hawkins dance, right? And it was kind of like, I had this guy that I really and truly just wanted to ask out. I mean, I'm not even sure he knew my name. It was one of those, desiring from afar type of situations. And I finally decided I was going to ask him. Like, I got to the point where it was kind of like, it doesn't matter if he says yes or no. It was more important for me to take back my power. And you have present power, right? Take back my power and allow myself to put myself out there and say, hey, I'd love to take you to the Sadie Hawkins dance, right? This is a little bit of that energy where maybe you have someone that you're interested in. It doesn't mean it has to be an ex or something. It could be, but it's the energy where you're really desiring companionship, right? Because we have kindred partnership. You're desiring a connection in your life, whether that's a romantic connection or a really good friend or maybe even a business partner. Somebody that you can enjoy life with. I feel like, she's in the bathtub by herself, but it's kind of like, I want to be able to share this experience with somebody else. Like maybe you're okay being alone in your life, single in your life, right? But there is something underneath that's saying, I want more. I don't want it to be in solitude anymore. I want that connection. Yeah, you're just not sure. You have new life, orphaned. Your underlying energy of a feeling rejected in the past, right? Abandoned, unrequited love is coming into play here because that's what's scattering your energy. You're like, I don't want to be hurt again. So it's kind of like you're resisting, okay, having an incredible experience because you don't want that experience to hurt your heart. Allowing yourself to recognize that it doesn't have to end in pain, right? Allowing yourself to say, Well, yeah, Knight of Cups, popping out, expressing feelings, allowing yourself to say, what is it that I'm really allowing myself to experience? What would I like to experience, especially in connections? What do I not have now that I would like to have? Maybe you have a romantic partner and you're happy with that relationship, but you don't have a good friend. Maybe you're seeking a good friend. You want more balance in your relationships. Yeah, you've been single for a while. And that's so interesting. Because underneath you have the Nine of Pentacles. This is the single lady card, and gender doesn't matter, but it is the energy of being single and just being carefree, okay? Not committed to anyone, right? I'm single and mingling, right? It's kind of like no commitments. I'm enjoying my life here. I get to have the bath by myself, whatever it is, right? But underneath, you're really the Empress. The Empress goes with the Emperor, right? It's the energy of a divine counterpart. You're wanting a divine counterpart. You come to a point on your journey where you're okay, perhaps, being single, but it's asking yourself, is that enough? Is there more that you are wanting to experience in this lifetime that you have not yet experienced? Up until now, right, you may have had difficult relationships. Up until now, you may have been happy being single, but there's something going on underneath. Allowing yourself to recognize that these feelings of passion and pleasure are kind of bubbling up. You're wanting to experience this lifetime with somebody else. There's something here about allowing yourself to heal this part of you that says no more, right? Because you have the not for you. No, love's not for me. Deep connections, not for me. Been there, didn't work, not going there. I do not want another broken heart. But what happens if you could allow yourself to open your heart, to open your mind, to having a connection, right, that was genuine and loving and saw you for the Empress that you are? Allowing yourself to recognize that there is something new on the horizon. This is a lucky time to allow yourself to, you don't have to go out, start dating now or start looking for a new person now. It's just allowing yourself to open your mind to it. It's almost like Spirit is saying, it's time to allow yourself to recognize that there is this turmoil inside because there's part of you that really would like to have that experience of someone close that you could share this lifetime with. And I feel like part of it is it's confusing you, right? You could even be saying, well, there's no good people out there left. Do you really believe that? Right? Allowing yourself to recognize, even as I say it, right? It's kind of like, wow, do we really believe that there are no more good people out there available? Because that's pretty closed-minded, isn't it? It's not in a very loving energy. Maybe you just haven't met that person yet. Maybe it's about allowing yourself to chop wood, cut out the beliefs that love hurts. Like allowing yourself to say, what are my beliefs when it comes to love or to relationships? And allowing yourself to say, is that still true for me? Or am I allowing myself to evolve? Am I allowing myself to open my mind to seeing the world in a different way? And I'm not discounting the fact that you may have had your heart broken, right? But also allowing yourself to say, what did that experience also bring to me? There's always a silver lining to every black cloud, right? There's always a silver lining. And that silver lining is the lesson that we've learned. Is that lesson that you learned in a loving light, right? I have to admit, it's hard, isn't it, when our heart has been broken? Yeah, you just have all these boundaries up. It's time to allow yourself. You're just anxious. It's a little bit like, say, especially if you have a certain person in mind, if you thought about them showing up on your door and saying, hey, let's go get dinner, right? Or calling you up and saying, hey, let's go get dinner tonight. What would be your first reaction, right? It would be perhaps, right? Boundaries. Oh my goodness, I got to defend myself, right? And judgmental. What do they want from me, right? And allowing yourself to recognize that when we go through life thinking that people only want stuff from us, or we have to protect ourselves from other people, that we are going to be attracting in then people that are perhaps wanting to hurt us. But when we can shift our energy into seeing the good in other people and believing that other people have are good, are true. They may have some flaws, right? But we're all progressing, we're all growing. That we ourselves, right? Are you more concerned that they're going to want to take advantage of you? Or are you more concerned that you're not good enough for them, right? Allowing yourself to see where judgment is playing a part, and it could be that you've been in relationships or grew up in a home that was very judgmental. So it's allowing yourself to say, can I open my heart up to seeing the good in people, and allowing yourself to say, well, I can go to dinner. It doesn't mean that I have to marry this person, or right? It's kind of like, I'm going to allow myself to have this experience to get to know a new person, a new soul, to learn more about them, to see the loving nature in them. Because part of this is Knight of Swords, is that you're kind of perhaps allowing yourself to see where you're going through life, perhaps at a breakneck speed, okay? And Knight of Swords is a fast energy. But you're going through life, but you have the sword up. It's kind of like allowing yourself to say, why am I going through life trying to defend myself all the time? Can I relax the sword a little bit? Can I allow myself to see people that come onto my path, whether they're for a friend connection, romantic connection, or just a stranger in a coffee shop? Can I start to allow myself to see the loving nature of other people, of other souls? I've really been kind of recognizing that myself. I take this walk every day, and it's not, there's people on it, but not like a lot of people. And just having that energy where it's kind of like I'm trying to recognize that they're another soul, right? That we're all souls on this beautiful planet, right? Trying to grow and learn and evolve. And you are too, right? And part of that is also recognizing that other people are doing the same thing. It doesn't mean that we're not going to meet people that sometimes we want to keep our distance from, right? Or have healthy boundaries with, of course. But also understanding that if we take our vision of one person or a group of people and apply it to everyone, right? That's not fair to everyone. And you, of course, being Libra, right? You are so balanced. You want fairness in everything. You want balance in everything. Allowing yourself to see the good. You do. You have this new energy. Just an energy of finding peace, because you have the peace card here. Regeneration. Yeah. Phoenix Rising card here. There's something here about a deep knowing. Could be about closing out the energy of a past relationship, right? That didn't work out the way that you had hoped. But it's kind of like allowing yourself to see the good in that person, even though they may have done some very unkind things, some hurtful things. Allowing yourself to see how they are almost like a baby, a child, right, on this path, and how they are here to experience, to grow, to evolve also. And not to be the judge of, are they doing that or not, right? It's kind of like, that's really hard. It is true forgiveness, right? When we can allow ourselves to detach, to see the soul of someone, the good, the light in someone, the love in someone, and some of the painful actions that they've taken as almost separate things, right? That they are not that painful action. They are not those unkind words. That underneath there is a soul that is wanting to experience beautiful love and kindness in this world too, even though perhaps they're not putting out that energy. Wow, kind of deep. Very deep here, Libra. All right, let's pull a soul truth card for you for some final advice. And I do personal readings, so if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. Yeah, does my life have room for more pleasure and play? Definitely. That is part of this message, right? That it's time to go have more fun. So interesting. Gemini had a similar message. Maybe the air signs are kind of stuck in their head at this time, trying to judge what's good, what's bad, what's right, what's wrong, judging ourselves, judging others, right? Maybe it's a time to just like enjoy life, have a little fun, right? Allowing yourself to lighten your own energy. Understanding that I think that there is a part of you that is longing for connection, and to allow ourselves to have connection, we do need healthy boundaries, but not walls. And we do need to allow those that we come in contact with to have some flaws, right? To not be perfect, because otherwise that means that we have to be perfect. That is just too much stress. Too much stress. It's not about people taking advantage of us or abusing us or using us, right? I'm not saying that, but also allowing people to fall a little bit. It's just like a child falls, skins their knee, and then stands up and keeps on going, right? It's like allowing other people to have a little bit of that grace, giving yourself grace and giving them grace. Oh, beautiful. All right, Libra, I'm going to leave it there. I hope that this resonated with you, and I really appreciate all your support by liking, commenting, and subscribing. And I hope to see you again really soon. Much love and light. Bye for now.